Well, I already used Wake Up Link for the first video, so shucks. Anyway, welcome back to another CMF series by yours truly, wearing a brand new face, ready to get to work. Technically I'm the one who started liking Zelda first, so shouldn't I be doing this? No, you had your time. Go on, get out of here. Sorry about that, I didn't even know they were inside. Anyway, that work today is Legend of Zelda Series 2. Because, like I said in the last series, there's still a ton of characters to choose from in the sweeping mythology of Nintendo's Keebler Elf. Because this is a Series 2, characters you'd expect to be here were already made last time, like a few Links, Zeldas, and Ganons, so there's a bunch of new characters here. I'll give credit for some of the suggestions to Meerkat on Discord and a guy named Pablo, who commented a full list on the last one. So, thanks, guys. Now, let's get started. Like with the first series, I wanted to include versions of the three main characters of the series, and thankfully there was a very popular game that I had not touched last time, being Twilight Princess, from when Zelda started listening to My Chemical Romance and got all edgy and stuff. Twilight Princess has a very distinct art style, and I think it worked out for some better than others, but hey, here's Link. This version of Link is dressed in some more muted colors, with the lighter green and the far darker dark brown, and he has the eyes that I usually use for the anime characters, because honestly he looks more like an anime in Twilight Princess than in any other game. Also, his accessories are a Master Sword, per usual, and the Gale Boomerang, because I played a lot of Link in Smash Bros. Brawl, and this was my favorite move. You usually can't have Link without Zelda, and I kid you not, this might be one of the most intricate minifigures I've ever designed. Mostly because of the dress, with the fringe on the bottom, the designs, the traditional Hyrulean sash, I don't know, I'm not up with fashion, and because the hairpiece that I used, which is Arwen's from The Lord of the Rings, has so many lines in it. But it works, and she looks better than Link, in my opinion. So this is just continuing the trend of my Zelda minifigures looking way better than the Link ones, a trend that I am all for continuing. Rounding out the trinity of people who will be tormented by the Triforce until the end of time, we have Ganondorf, in his Twilight Princess look. Think he turned out pretty good. Like with the Ocarina Ganondorf I made a while ago, he uses the Monkey Lord's hair as a basis, so I can give him the big ears and the hair, but with some added crownage, because he is a bit more regal this time. His accessory is the Twilight Sword that he impales someone with in his first 5 minutes of screen time. And he has a cape. Someone I promised to include last time is Impa, the Sheik Guardian of Zelda. So I'm making do with that promise, and here she is. She is based on Skyward Sword, because I wanted to do Hyrule Warriors, but apparently that game's not canon. I don't know what you have to do to not be considered canon in the dumpster fire that is the Zelda timeline, but the Hyrule Warriors did it, so I chose the next best thing. She comes with a Guandao, like from the Avatar series. Fire Nation Soldier here comes with a weapon called a Guandao, but it's blue and purple instead, and she uses just regular standard male hair because it works well for her. The cute little cannon fodder dude this time is the Lizalfos, because I hate them. Can you just let me climb things without shooting me in the face with your tongue? It's gross and nobody likes you. Anyway, this Lizalfos has a new head and a horn, and a spear. And I want them to die. Link Between Worlds is a game that I don't hear talked about all that much, but it looks cool to me. I haven't played it, I've only played 2 Zelda games, but this isn't about me. It's about Ravio, who is from Link Between Worlds. He's Link's doppelganger from Lorule, in case you didn't know. This Ravio comes with a scarf, a bunny mask, a bag of rupees, and his friend Shiro the bird? Is it a bird? I don't know. Also, you take off his mask and there's his little smirk, because he's a mischievous little punk. We had 2 of Hyrule's champions last time, so why not make the other 2 for this one? This is Urbosa, the Gerudo champion that was chosen by the king to protect Zelda, I think. I'm still not entirely clear on what their exact roles are. Maybe being like the Hyrule Power Rangers and their Divine Beast could make a Megazord? I don't know. Urbosa has a new hair for the ponytail, and the sword she uses actually comes from Pirates of the Caribbean. It's Barbosa's sword, just decorated differently. Also, made sure to include Vonneborus on her outfit, like with Daruk and Ravioli Bird. The last champion is Mipha, the champion of the Zora. Unlike the other Zora I made, which was Ruto, Mipha is very intricate, with all of her chains and the sash with Varuta on it, and the headpiece, which also has chains and gemstones, because she's a princess. A trident is also her weapon. Sucks that she died, but Link and Zelda forever. Another character I promised at the end of last video was Sheik, another member of the Sheikah, but this time it's Zelda. Kinda weird to think that Sheik has really only been in one game, even though he's pretty recognizable as part of Zelda. Anyway, he uses the Ninjago face wrap, but a new piece for his head bandana and the hair, and his accessory is a goddess harp. Our second version of Link is also from Ocarina of Time, and this is young Link. He's kind of the main character of the game. I'll admit, kind of the main reason I wanted to include him was so I could have a chance to include the Ocarina of Time, and this seemed like a handy way to do so. He also comes with Navi and a sword, and like the 50th Link hood that I've designed. Seriously, you could go back and watch them through. I've made so many of these by now. You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you? You got the Happy Mask Salesman in the blind bag. And that is a terrible fate indeed. Happy Mask Salesman has a giant backpack, and a Deku mask, and a really creepy smile. I don't want to spend any more time on him. Ugh, and I acted like the last one was uncomfortable. This is Medli, from The Wind Waker. Maybe the big cartoony eyes weren't the best choice for her specifically. But, in any case, she's still included. She uses Mia's hair from Friends because it gave her the long ponytail, and her accessory is a Rito harp, so she can play and distract us from her huge eyes that stare into your soul. Surprisingly more palatable than the last one, this is a Style Child, another generic baddie for Link to completely obliterate. Since he's a skeleton, I tried to take as many cues from actual Lego skeletons as I could, with the spine made up of a bunch of different cylinders. He also has a new headpiece just to give him that giant smile that he has. Such a beautiful smile. And claws to rip you to shreds. Now, here's a fun one. I couldn't just include characters from the Twilight Princess without including the Twilight Princess herself, so here's Midna. She's pretty great. She has a new headpiece for her giant helmet and ponytail thing, and that's just really all there is to the minifigure, aside from some fun teal designs and all that. But her accessory is a Wolf Link, technically the third Link design in this series. For Wolf Link, I based a lot of it on the Akita Wolf from the Ninjago sets last year, and it looks great, especially when you put them together as the duo that they are. This pairing might be my favorite parts of this entire series. It was suggested to me several times to include Tetra this time, so I did. Here is Tetra the Pirate Queen. I really do love the Wind Waker art style, and so it's always fun to be able to draw them in minifigures, because then I get to try different shading techniques and simulate cell shading, which is what I've done here. Tetra's hairpiece is pretty obviously new, but she's also got a cutlass and a flintlock pistol for when she goes on pirate raids and saves little girls trapped by demon lords. The fourth Link variant is from the Minish Cap, another one of the handheld games. This one is very similar to Toon Link from last time, using the same torso, but it works because he uses this design a lot. And the main star of the show would be Eslo, his cap, who is the Minish Cap. It was kind of difficult to get the right shape simulated for Eslo, because he's usually 2D and not 3D like he is here, but it worked. And also, to shake it up a bit, I gave them a little Picori, who are the tiny people who give you rupees and things. I included Link's doppelganger from Lorule, so why not Zelda's as well? This is Hilda, Princess of Lorule, who became a bit of a general nuisance in Link Between Worlds, but she's good now, so that's good. The Link Between Worlds Zelda was actually specifically designed with the intent of making Hilda at some point, so I've just used that Zelda's hair for Hilda here, and whoop-de-doo, turned out great. The rest of the minifigure is fairly intricate, not as intricate as Twilight Princess Zelda, but still up there. And she comes with a scepter with the upside-down Triforce. I've just now realized that a ton of the companion characters appear in this series. We've got Navi, Midna, Eslo, now Fi from Skyward Sword, the spirit of the Master Sword. Something that I did different for her specifically is that I tried to give her a very metallic shine. I accomplished that using some gradients, and I think it looks really good. She looks very ethereal and not annoying in the slightest. I don't know why you'd ever think Fi would be annoying. Oh, by the way, she is one of the best themes in the series, so go listen to that as soon as you're done watching this video. The last of the Skyward Sword reps is Demise. Technically the guy who started it all. Is it fair to say that? I think it is. Demise was a bit tricky to draw, because he has these weird scales that cover his whole body. I think I figured out a way to work them in that looks passable. Probably like a B+, which is better than an F. Also, he has the large flaming hairdo, so I gave him jokers in a trans red, with the accents that usually come with the flame pieces. But his sword couldn't be accomplished any other way, so I just drew a new piece for him. And that's the Girahim's sword, by the way. The one he takes out of Girahim himself. Believe me, it makes way more sense in context. The last figure for today is Dark Link, the 5th version of Link in this series. This was really fun to draw, actually. One of the most fun in the series. I used my old Ocarina Link as a basis, even though that Link is terrible, and just did my best to make him darker. Different colors for the Hyrule Shield and the Master Sword, of course. And I did end up designing another new hood. I'm telling you, there's like 500 of these at this point. But it really looks cool. And that's it for Zelda Series 2. If I'm being totally candid, somehow this series was quite difficult to finish. I don't really know why. Just took a lot out of me making a full 20 figures again. So moving forward, I might focus on 16 minifigures. Still deciding. We'll see. However, even if it was hard to finish, I still really like the finished product. I mean, look at that rainbow of characters. Lemmy, shut up! The layout's as layout as ever with a Sheik slate background and lots of blue. And the same can be said for the packaging, which is pretty much the same thing as my last one, but nicer. This turned out pretty nice, I think. You guys are the judges of that, obviously, so leave all y'all's thoughts below. I don't really have much to say for this end card, so remember to do all the stuff I usually tell you to do, related to Discord and Instagram and all that self-promoting crap. Until next time, later.